Hey guys, we're the Kelleys. This is the Simple Mile. This is my wife, Terry. I'm Daniel. We have two great dogs, a blue heeler named Dinky and a precocious beagle named Bella. Uh, Presently, right now, we're full-time RVing because we traded in our keys to our house for an RV. Uh, we both recently retired early, and instead of choosing to lay out by the pool or lay on the couch until we just got too old to do anything. We decided that this final chapter in our life, we're going to travel and see some of the world, what the United States has to offer. Um, Terry and I both have traveled a lot, but there's still a lot. America's so huge. There's a lot that we haven't got to see yet, and we're excited about seeing it together. Um, when we sold our house, basically all we did was take a few things, load it into the RV. Everything else we gave it to family. We said, "Come get it, you can have it." Put in, our house sold in January of this year, and since January the 10th, the 13th,
yeah,
10th,
yeah,
10th, we've been on the road. We did a little shakedown, um, a shakedown tour, I guess you could say, with the RV, because we went down to South Florida and up into Georgia. I don't know what that was. we we did a little initial tour with the RV. Already had a few problems with it. When the generator was messing up in Panama City, and we had to have a technician to come out work on it. And then it messed up again in Mississippi. We had to get a technician to work on it again, and had a leak in the the skylight. And luckily in the it was in the shower, but we got that fixed. But so yeah, so here we are. We're in Las Vegas. We're leaving on Tuesday, um, and we're happy you guys are here.
yeah, yeah. So previously we owned a Class A, and which is a lot larger than our Class C. But we decided to get the Class C because it's easier to maneuver, easier to drive around. So we went with the Class C. But one of the things, the Class C is a little bit smaller, and why that keeps doing that?
I don't know. Things to figure out.
So it's pretty cozy, and we've made it our own, and we really enjoy it. We're enjoying the trip. So,
For those of you that are new to the RV world and not really sure what Class A and Class C and Class B and different types of RVs are, in later videos we'll go over some of them and maybe touch on some of the pros and cons. Like I said, so far we've owned a Class A and now we're Class C, and I think we can talk a little bit about some of it, that what we like, what we don't like. So like I said, stay tuned to our upcoming videos, and we'll touch upon some of that.
Yeah, subscribe if you want to follow us, and if you want to make some comments and tell us places that you've been that you think we should visit, things that we should do, or if we're doing things that are different than what you would be doing, let us know in the comments.
Right, and like Terry said, we've already replaced some things. For you guys that's just that are thinking about doing what we're doing, just know that there's mistakes that's going to be made. That you're going to make some maybe decisions that wasn't necessarily a bad mistake. It just didn't work out right for you. Like we're on our second towed vehicle in just a couple months. We bought a vehicle to tow behind our RV, and it just wasn't the right. It just wasn't right for us. It was a used car that we thought at first it was going to be good for us, but it didn't really do what we wanted, so we ended up buying another one. There's other things. We're on our fourth shower head. I know. We
and probably our third water bowl, because we couldn't get one that worked right for us.
Yeah, so there's things you guys are just that are thinking about making the leap.
Yeah, what about the decision of the dolly and the tow bar? So we were going to do the tow bar, and we kept figuring out how we were going to do it, and the best thing, we didn't want a dolly, but we decided to dolly because we thought, well, what if we decide to change vehicles? We don't want to go through all over again.
We did, with our other RV, we actually used the tow bar, and they don't give them away. They're expensive, and it's not just to buying the tow bar itself. Then you have to take it in, have it the stuff mounted on your tow vehicle. I mean, it's a pretty expensive deal. So we end up buying the dolly this time,
Yeah.
which is cheaper, and basically there's it gives us a opportunity to have a
More
lot more
flexibility.
in our choice of tow vehicle.
Absolutely.
So so far it's working out pretty good. I mean, there's some downsides to it. The straps loosen up, but heck, when you're stopping to get gas or whatever, or at rest stops, you just go back there and tighten them up. It's not that. I mean, it's not a showstopper or anything. So, let me see. I'm looking at my notes. I don't want to miss anything. So, we once we went down to Florida, and then came back, and we came back to Mississippi, which is we're kind of using as home base right now. That's where our house that we sold, that's where it was located. So we got back to Mississippi, and we kind of hung out, really just waiting on the weather to warm up. Once the weather warmed up, that we thought was suitable for us, we headed up to Mississippi. I mean, I'm sorry, headed up to Tennessee to see the grandkids. Actually went over to Gatlinburg first and went through the Smoky Mountains, which we highly recommend.
Yeah, and we stayed at, what was it, Twin Creeks campground.
We had great. I mean, wasn't hardly many people there. We was there in April, and man, the weather was beautiful. Gatlinburg wasn't too crowded at the time. I would recommend. I'll tell you, early April is the time to hit it. And in the Smokies, it rained a little bit, but it was just long sleeve shirt weather basically.
It wasn't
too bad. We've seen some bears, some turkeys, seen some.
Yeah, we drove through the
elk,
national park.
Yeah, seen elk. So it was a great time to be there. But once we left, we was there for a week. We went back over to around the Nashville area, seeing our grandkids, which is great. They're growing like weeds, becoming
our great granddaughter
and a great granddaughter. But the granddaughters are doing their thing, so it's always good to see them, happy. Once we seen them, it's finally warm enough that we headed west.
Yep.
And man, what a ride so far. We left Tennessee. I think we hit a rest stop in Arkansas. Got up at like 3 in the morning and kept on driving.
Right on to Amarillo.
Yeah. And finally we stopped at Amarillo because we was exhausted for one. We found a RV park, stayed there a night, and then kept on trucking across to New Mexico.
Yeah.
And then stayed there a few nights in New Mexico, and then
right on to
went into
Flagstaff. Yeah.
First time ever been to Flagstaff, and I'm gonna tell you what, it didn't fail to impress. We thought Flagstaff was the cat's meow. I'm gonna tell you what. And while we was there, we got to go over to see the Grand Canyon, which if you've never been, I've never been before. I'll tell you what.
It's a wow factor. Yeah.
It'd take your breath away.
Yes.
But before we went there, between New Mexico and Flagstaff, hey, if you're on Route 40, which Route 40 and Highway 66 is the same road that down through there.
Yeah. If you haven't driven on I-40, kind of
so much to see.
It kind of veers on and off, but on the Route 6, it is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really.
You should definitely take that trip. It's pretty cool.
It is, isn't it? But between between Albuquerque and Flagstaff is the Painted Desert and the Petrified Forest.
That's right. Yeah, we went
which was on our
it.
bucket list, and I mean we're literally. It was just a short detour to drive through there and get to see some of the stuff. We got some great pictures,
it's pretty
little bit
amazing.
of video.
Yeah.
Oh man,
some of the writing even on the rocks. Like how many years ago did they draw on those rocks? That was pretty cool.
I'm using my little monocle thing to look at it. Heck, even back then their penmanship's better than mine now. But it was kind of a fast trip from Tennessee all the way to here that we're now in Vegas, which we're leaving Tuesday. But we've been here for a week. But you know, just since we've left Tennessee, we've hit a couple national parks and been on a couple military bases.
And hey, this is just the beginning
That's
of
the
the
thing.
simple mile.
Yep, yep. This is just the beginning, and
It hasn't been perfect.
nope, nope. I'll tell you, one of the biggest things we're figuring out is our deliveries. Amazon
Yes.
deliveries and stuff like this. We had some stuff delivered from the post office
Mm-hmm.
to we had to go to 2 or 3 post offices before we
Yeah.
finally found it, because some places you can have deliveries delivered right here to the office here at the RV park. Well, these guys didn't do it.
They only have FedEx and UPS.
Yeah.
So you had to do the post office. You had to go pick it up. And if you ordered from Amazon, it was hit or miss whether they send USPS or not. So you had to find a pickup drop off location.
Pro tip: if you're on the road and you're going to have Amazon deliveries to the office, call them up. Find out, do you guys accept Amazon, FedEx, United Postal Service? Will you guys hold our packages for us? Some of them do, some of them don't. So, I mean, no two are the same for whatever reason. I mean, and we've been hitting some military bases. Even the military bases are different.
Yep.
You think that they'd all be the same, but they're not. So definitely call ahead, find out what they'll do and what they won't do for you. I mean, it's not a showstopper. When nowadays with Apple Maps, Google Maps, and you can put the address in and find the post office is pretty easy.
Yeah, and it's easy on Amazon to find a drop location. If you're in that area, you can pull up a location that they'll drop off your packages to.
Yeah. I don't know why that thing keeps doing that.
I don't know.
We're not pointing at you.
Our camera keeps shutting off.
Some things, I don't know. So
well, it's going to be an interesting journey. We're really excited about it. We got some places to go and see, and we're going up, and like Daniel said, we're going up into Utah, Idaho, Montana, North and South Dakota, Wyoming. It's going to be an amazing journey, and we're just hoping to see what we can.
Hey, if any of you guys have been to some of these spots, drop down in the comments. Let us know some spots that you recommend, because hey, we're open for
even
suggestions.
Boondocking. We can boondock a night or two.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing about the Class C, that your tanks, your gray, fresh, and black tanks are a little bit smaller. So we've got it figured out. We can do about 3 days, something like that, on the gray and the black.
And that's not getting any of our water going down.
I mean, that's being conservative and stuff like this. But
and we've improvised on a few things. I mean, we've got our portable water bucket and freshwater 5-gallon bucket and a portable shower head. So if we wanted to wash, a sponge bath, I guess, outside we could.
Yeah. I mean, but drop us some comments if you guys have any recommendations on places for us to check out. Let's see. The next, we have another video we're going to be dropping the same time as this one. We're dropping the second video.
Yep.
I know we're doing a lot of talking in this video. Terry's going to be putting in some pictures of stuff we've seen and some of the videos, that's things, the Grand Canyon, the Petrified Forest, all this. Some of this stuff we're going to be putting this in this video as well.
And some of our Route 66, Route 66, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to make sense. This first video is a little bit higgledy-piggledy because we're trying to catch you up to where we're at and what we're doing right now. So
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe
and follow, because we want to hear from you guys.
What she said.
Yeah.
And check and click and do all that stuff you're supposed to do. But comments, man. We'd love to hear your comments. We'd like to know what you guys are doing. If you guys
are professional RVers, we want to know some of your tips and tricks too.
Dang right. Yeah. Like I said, we're leaving here on Tuesday. We're going to take Highway 15 to Utah.
We're going to picnic in Zion.
Going to swing by Zion National Park. Going to do a picnic. Terry's making some killer ham salad sandwiches. That's on the menu for a picnic. We're going to hit those, and so I'm looking forward to those. I'm very pro ham salad. So she's making those for me, and we've never been to Zion, so we hopefully that's going to be nice too. I'm sure it will, from the pictures I've seen before. And like I said, drop some comments, follow us, like us, and we're good people. Hey, honestly, well, she's so, but I'm good people. So
He's U.S. Marine Corps, so you know he is.
that's right. Double dogs. All right, guys. See you on the next video. Love you. See you soon.